A decorated black federal agent is mistaken for a criminal and held at gunpoint by a local cop in Columbus, Ohio. What happens next shocks everyone and sparks a powerful movement toward accountability. Based on true events, this gripping story explores racism, policing, and what it truly means to wear a badge in America. Watch till the end for a twist that changes everything. Columbus, Ohio, mid-July. The kind of sticky summer morning when the heat clings to your skin like shame. A slow sun rose over the downtown skyline, casting long shadows over sidewalks where life always seemed a little more cautious, especially if you were black. For Special Agent Marcus Jalen Green, that morning started like any other. He'd just gotten off a 16-hour detail with the Department of Homeland Security. His work had taken him from Dayton to Cincinnati and back to Columbus in the same breath, hunting down cybercrime rings, monitoring cartel transactions, working cases so big the public never knew they existed. Marcus was the kind of man who could crack a code in his sleep and take down a criminal with nothing but his words. And if that didn't work, well, his badge held power. But that badge didn't mean a damn thing on the corner of Livingston Avenue and Parsons when he stopped by Jake's Market to grab a Gatorade and some beef jerky. He was off duty, wearing gym shorts, a faded OSU hoodie, and running shoes. Nothing about him screamed federal agent, except maybe his posture, erect, calm, watchful. Years of service in both Army intelligence and later as a DHS agent had trained him to never really clock out. And yet, none of that mattered when a white officer driving by, Officer Brett Huxley, 6-year veteran of the Columbus Police Department, saw Marcus walking out of the store and decided something about him looked suspicious. Get on the ground. Marcus didn't even hear the cruiser pull up. 1 minute. He was adjusting his Bluetooth earbuds. The next, he was surrounded by blue and red lights, the officer's voice cutting through the air like a blade. Hey, you. Hands where I can see them. Now. Marcus turned slowly, cautious not to make any sudden moves. Is there a problem, officer? Get on the ground. Now. The Gatorade bottle hit the pavement, rolling into the gutter. People started filming. A kid in a car across the street lifted his phone. An elderly black woman whispered, "Lord, not again." The store owner peeked through the window, ducking out of sight. Marcus kept his hands up, his voice calm. "I'm a federal agent," he said slowly. "You're making a mistake." "Shut up and get down before I put you down," the cop barked, pulling his weapon. "I said on the ground." Marcus swallowed hard. His eyes flicked briefly to the officer's trembling trigger finger, one twitch away from catastrophe. All the training in the world didn't mean anything when you were black, in gym clothes, and someone with a badge saw you as a threat instead of a peer. "Let me reach for my badge," Marcus said. "I will shoot you," the cop screamed. And that's when it happened. The tension exploded. One of the bystanders, a nurse on her way to the hospital named Sharice Taylor, stepped out of her car and screamed. He said, "He's a federal agent. What's wrong with you?" That moment of distraction gave Marcus the chance. Very, very slowly, he reached behind his hoodie and pulled out his leather badge holder. He tossed it onto the sidewalk. Officer Huxley approached like a wolf, still smelling blood. He picked up the badge, flipped it open, and froze. A moment later, he stepped back, holstered his weapon, and muttered something unintelligible into his radio. But the damage was done. Marcus remained standing, breathing hard, chest heaving not from fear but fury. "I gave you no reason to draw your weapon," he said, voice low but full of power. "I said I was law enforcement. You chose not to listen." The silence was suffocating. Even the cicadas seemed to stop buzzing. "Can we talk inside?" Huxley said quietly. Marcus didn't move. "No, we're going to talk right here." Within hours, the video had gone viral. The words "get on the ground" echoed across social media, paired with slow-motion footage of Marcus calmly revealing his badge, while Officer Huxley's face drained of color. Black Twitter was on fire. The news stations picked it up. The protest started that evening on the steps of City Hall. But Marcus wasn't interested in going viral. He wasn't interested in press conferences or lawsuits. He wanted change, real systemic change. So when the mayor's office called the next day and offered to make things right with a private apology, Marcus declined. Instead, he requested something else. 2 weeks later, Marcus stood before a group of fresh-faced recruits at the Columbus Police Training Academy. Most were young. Most were white. All were quiet as he told his story. "I wore a badge just like you will," he began. "I've served this country. I've helped take down terrorists. But all it took for me to be seen as a threat was this." He held up his skin and a hoodie. He didn't yell. He didn't dramatize. He just told the truth. "When you take that oath," he said, looking them in the eyes, "remember that your biases ride in the cruiser with you. And if you don't acknowledge them, they'll pull the trigger for you." Silence. Then a few quiet nods. A few eyes filled with tears. The moral isn't about a badge saving a black man. It's about the fact that he needed one to survive a simple walk to a corner store. It's about how the system demands proof of innocence from some, while granting the assumption of it to others. Marcus didn't go public for fame. He didn't sue. He didn't go on Oprah. He stayed in Columbus. He kept doing his job. But he also started mentoring young black men, teaching them not just how to survive, but how to rise. Because survival shouldn't be the ceiling, and respect shouldn't be conditional. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful true story narrations that expose injustice and elevate truth. Hit the bell so you never miss a drop.